So we're going back to this let us create them in our image thing, because this is, man, I was thinking about this. I told y'all I was going to think this shit through. I was thinking about this last night, and so let us create them in our image. Okay, so this only leaves two options, man. Look, sincerely, I do believe this only leaves two options. Either we created humans in our image, or we created the gods in our image. Now, which one is it? Now, this is a this. It's one of those two. What else could it be? What else could it be? So, did we create humans in our image, or are we always looking human outside a void? So we created the gods in our image. Because again, I've told you, God's the punchline of the joke, man. It's an inside joke that you are on the inside of if you would accept it. So, man, and the more and more I think this Bible through, it tells like several. It's a beautifully written book, man. It tells like several stories at one time. There's several stories going on throughout this Bible with kind of a overarching theme of it. And the main theme, I guess, that interests me the most is the fact that God created everything, supposedly. Or something created it. Like, look, if you don't want to call it God, or I don't care what you call it, but something created this, right or wrong. So it's fascinating to me that this God created the devil to. He created the devil knowing, and this God's omniscient, knows everything that's going to happen, every hair on your head, etc. So this God, like, created the devil, created all this stuff to transpire, knowing that in the end, that light overcomes darkness and heaven's restored to earth. So it's like God. It's like God or a human. I don't care what you call it, dude. It's like this thing created all these characters to keep itself entertained and to work, like, have an illusion, break itself out, and then realize, oh yeah, I did set this up, dude. It was told to me. Yeah, that's the most fascinating part to me. But then you can read it, and it sounds like a it kind of sounds like a dysfunctional family story as well. I mean, there's multiple stories in there that point to that. Cain and Abel, Jesus and Lucifer, God and the devil. So really think this through, man. So God, I don't want to keep saying God, because I swear, dude, I think that something made it all up, including God. So it's like, it reads like a dysfunctional family tale to a degree. It's almost like God and the devil are brothers. And so really think about this, man. Like, this is I'm mind fucked over this, because it's like God became Jesus, and then Lucifer became Satan or whatever. This Bible is so wonky, man, because they've taken books out, and then you later find out a lot of this shit was political. And, like, so they turned Lucifer into Satan, which would be God's nemesis, but Lucifer would be God's son. And the crazy thing is, this makes sense to me. Like, I don't know how to explain this to you to make sense to me. But the other night, I was laying here, and it was like I saw these. I don't understand how to explain this to you, so I'm just going to explain it the way I understood it, if I can, which is probably not going to happen. But it was like I was laying there with my eyes closed, and it was like I just, again, started, like, images was presented to me, connected art game happened, and it was like these three dots were like circling this big dot, and then they moved through it, and then they kind of like disappeared. So this makes sense to me, but I don't know how to explain it to you to make sense. So there is, again, I've claimed there's parts of you. There's at least 4 parts of you, maybe 5. Maybe 5. But the thing I believe is that 5th part of you is the actual real you. So I don't know how to explain this to make sense to you, because that is insanity. It sounds insane, but it makes perfect sense to me for some reason. So, let us create them in our image. So, is there multiple gods? So, if you want to get to the bottom of this, in all honesty, like, you have to, like, I'm trying to get to the bottom, the core of this. There had to have just been one God at the beginning. And then maybe that God created other gods. But there has to just be, like, in the beginning, whether that thing, I don't even want to say God, claims to be the one true God or not, that thing created everything. So, but this is what I truly believe about God, or this thing. This thing or God would not want it to be the one true God. It would want it to be a round table, like a round table where everyone's equal. It wouldn't want to be above anyone. In that regard, anyway. You know, like, it wouldn't want anyone above them, but it wouldn't want them above anyone. So this God in this Bible, at least from the beginning, like I've told y'all from the get-go, dude, you read that Bible and you don't even know if God's the good guy or the bad guy until Jesus shows up. Because Jesus is what changed everything. Like, genuinely, you read that Bible and you think Lucifer is the good guy until Jesus shows up, you know. But then Jesus is Lucifer, so what the fuck, man? It's just a geniusly crafted book, and I'm gonna have to go read it, because, like, everything I'm going from now, telling you guys about, is just from me going to church and listening to this, me reading it from time to time, me listening to lectures about the Bible from multiple people, from just like me connecting. It's almost like I know this Bible, and I've not even really read it like that. I'm shocked at how much I understand and know this Bible, actually. But I'm going to have to actually read it, because the more and more I read it, the more and more it makes sense, and the more it seems insane, but it makes sense. So I don't even fucking know, man. I know I'm hung up on this. I mean, I know I'm hung up on this, dude. But that's crazy. If there's multiple gods, then what the fuck are we doing here? Or I don't even want to say the word God. I don't even know what to say anymore. Because we made God, I'm telling you, we made God up. We made God up, but we also made humans up, I believe. So what are we making in our image? Which one is it? Are we human making God in our image, or are we God making humans in our image? What the fuck? This is just the biggest man. I didn't think this could get more paradoxical, but it just keeps on getting paradoxical. So I've only experienced myself as a human except when I was in a void. Like, I've only experienced myself as a human, even the only time I wasn't a human was when I was in the void. So am I a fucking human? There's no way I'm a human. There's no way we're human, dude. There's no way. Well, I'm gonna have to end this, because I've just mind fucked myself, and I'm gonna have to figure some shit out, because this is gonna fuck my whole, man. Are we humans? Are we fucking humans? So if we're humans, how are we humans, though? Because there's a void, and everything was created through that void. So we had to have imagined ourselves. This is what I'm believing, and I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I'm believing that we imagined humans, and then we became humans, and then we made gods in our image. Because it makes sense. It just makes sense. Because I've claimed, oh my God, I told myself before right now what was going on. Jesus fucking Christ, dude, you gotta listen to yourself more. All right. Love you guys. Game of Form and the Play of Life.